A Washington state resident fell ill after returning from Wuhan, China, where the outbreak began. Officials now say more than 400 people have been sickened and 9
The first
people
death from
have
coronavirus here in the United States. A man in his 50s dying from COVID-19 infection in Washington
As
state.
the crisis sweeps the nation, the toll is growing by the hour. At least 4 states, including Oregon and Ohio, have now ordered all schools closed. It's a desperate measure that could have far-reaching impacts.
News from the NBA, the league has been suspended.
Major cities across the country are looking more like ghost towns.
And right here in New York, thousands of people are self-quarantining at home after they may have come in contact with the coronavirus. A 12th fatality has now been reported here in the United States.
The virus now in all 50 states. There are now more than 6,400 cases in the U.S.
Classes have been canceled at scores of colleges and universities across the country. A sobering announcement today from the World Health Organization, which has officially declared the coronavirus outbreak a global pandemic.
I am officially declaring a national emergency.
In some places, failing grades, growing concern over students falling behind, and we ask what can be done.
Monday morning at Harvard Kent Elementary in Charlestown looks normal, but is very different.
Last day.
Yeah. Today is the last day any students will be learning in a school building in the entire state. The governor issued a 3-week hiatus to help stop the spread of the coronavirus. No children in school buildings means learning is shifting online. Boston Public Schools distributed materials to educators today, which were then passed on to parents.
They're going to give packages and they're going to have a computer. They're going to send home a computer.
The city is providing computers to any students who need them, and teachers are working to help kids make the transition.
My name is Max Gordon, and I am a sophomore at Southern New Hampshire University. When the whole thing started, I was not expecting it to become what it has become, and I was somewhat skeptical, not a non-believer or anything like that. I just want to put that on the record that I'm not anti-whatever, but I just had never experienced anything like this in my lifetime. Obviously, we've studied and heard about other pandemics that have gone on, in past generations. And I never expected in my lifetime that we would have our own pandemic. So it was definitely scary. And I didn't really expect the death toll to be as high as it has been. But I think very quickly I realized how serious it was going to be. So that kind of helped me in, making decisions to stay safe and help keep other people safe. So Southern New Hampshire University is the largest school in the nation for the reason that our online schooling is done so well and so integrated into everything that the campus does with their courses. So we have students from other countries taking online courses at our school. So I don't believe it was difficult at all for them to transition. Mental health, for sure. It was definitely an adjustment to not go out and socialize with friends, go out and do the usual things you might do for entertainment, and kind of staying inside. I understand that not everybody chose to do that. I was one of the people that chose to do that. Yeah, I think isolation was probably the biggest one since I live by myself with my dog. So it's not like I'm entirely alone. I understand a lot of people are entirely alone. And it also sucks for, kids you hear about on the news. And I know a couple of people personally with younger siblings that are going through this, but they're stuck at home with potentially bad situations, with family members that might not be the safest people to live with. Fortunately, that's not my situation, so I can take some positives from this. But yeah, it was hard being alone so often. You know what I mean? All the professors are responsive. The Zoom meetings are very well done. Learning material has not been hard to use, even though, obviously, a traditional textbook might be kind of difficult. That hasn't been my experience in my courses. We haven't really done textbooks. We've been using other supplemental material. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that question. Pros, I can be with my dog all the time. And that's not just for me, that's for her, because I don't have to go into it, but she's got separation anxiety and stuff. So this is really good for her for right now. So yeah, I can be with my dog to care for her and be with her. Obviously, waking up and not having to commute anywhere is pretty nice. And one thing I miss about being in person is just having, an extra layer of interaction. Like I have no problem having my camera on and engaging in class when I'm over a Zoom call. Obviously, it's not that way for everybody, and I understand that. It took me a little while to get to the point where I was able to flip my camera on and be able. It was just a really weird thing to get used to doing, meetings over a camera. But I am pretty excited to get back to learning in person so I can stay focused more. Value in having hybrid courses where you go onto campus to take part of it, and then you could do some of it from home. Just for me, because I'm a little older than some other college students, I have a little bit of a different situation. I don't always want to be commuting onto campus. I don't feel the need to have to take every single class in person. I know I just said I am excited to get back to school and be in person. That's still true, but I think there is some value to being able to do some of the stuff from home. And I think professional companies are also seeing that. And I'm curious to see how the landscape of working from home versus going in is going to change moving forwards, as well as with school. I think there will be some differences. From what I understand, the last email that we got was that we will be going back on the campus. Masks, social distancing, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I don't know if it's too soon or not. I just hope that whatever environment I'm about to be going into, the people around me are also taking it seriously. Maybe people will be vaccinated by then. Who knows? I think that this is probably going to be a story to tell the generations before us, and they're probably not going to listen to it much, just like I did before. But I just hope that the generation after us doesn't have to deal with something like this.
Governor Baker says he decided to keep schools closed with student safety in mind. Teachers' unions agree it's the right decision, but parents worry what it means for their kids' futures.